Hello everybody and welcome to the third and final part of this freighter build that we've been doing. I have been slogging this since like 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning. I'm not kidding, I hadn't even finished this third level that we've done and we're going to look round today. I had to proper blitz it all day. It's taken ages because I was like trying to decide what I wanted to do and then move it all around and stuff like that. I've had to redesign a few levels and shift a few things about, but I'm really happy with what we've got. So I thought today we'll go ahead, we'll have a look at the third level, which is the upper decks, the crew quarters, and a few other bits and bobs surprises that are up there. And also we'll go along to the back of the cargo hold area and we'll also check out where that door went from the first video, because I've got a right couple of little surprises up there for you right at the top of the ship. So as the last two videos, we enter into the main atrium. This is the main part of the ship, the bit where everyone can commune with each other and gather and hang out in the gardens and that with Bob. So we need to head through these arches and then we need to take the stairs to either our left or right. And as we head up to the second level, we're going to be passing the second lot of biodomes that are in there. We're also going to be passing a few other bits and bobs, coming up to the steps that are here that will take us to the third level. At this point we're getting really high up and we get some awesome views, like really awesome views. We're getting closer to that lip at the top, that lid at the top. So as you can see, a little tease, you can see there's some buildings right on the top of there, but you can see all the starships out there a lot easier now we're higher up. That building over there just at the top you can see is pretty awesome, but what we're interested in really, just for now, is the third level. So it's the yellow quarters that you can see at the top. But look at this as well, you can look down here and you get a right bird's eye view of what's going on. There's Bob doing his rounds, happy as Larry. But yeah, you can get a sense of scope and scale of the actual build once you're standing up here on these catwalks. So we're going to be looking at the crew quarters, which are those through those doors over there on either side. But just before we do, we're going to head into this section, which I figured, if the crew quarters are up here, then it makes sense that we have the medibay, we have maybe a casino or something, and we also have a bar and other things to do, because this is going to be like bit like on Deep Space Nine, where they've got like the promenade and they've got all the other bits and bobs going on like that. Like I say, we've got all the functionality on the lower decks, and then in the mid decks we've got all the storage and weaponry and things like that. We're growing our plants either side on the first two levels, so this third level really is about the crew and leisure activities and other necessities that they need. So here we go, through the first door here on the promenade, and this will bring us into the doctors, or the medical bay. As you can see, the table's in the background for operating on. And then you've got these desks here. These are like receptionist desks where you'd like book your appointments and things like that. But also, so you can go get your inoculations for going down to different planets and things like that. Different planets have different germs and things like that. So you need to make sure you've got your shots up. And we just thought we'd bang a little fish tank in here and put a little whale inside of it like that. All the seating that you can take while you're waiting for your operations and things. And if we come round the back of the receptionist desks, I don't know whether it works, that big blue thing that I've put in the middle like that with the screens on. I kind of liked it at the time, but I'm settled with it now, I'm happy. As you can see, once you come round the corner of it, we've got all the operating tables. This is where everyone's going to come if you've been damaged in battle down on below, or if you've been in the spaceship battle, or some of the captains and the crew have come back from the frigates and they've been bumped around a bit. They can get their ends mended up here. This was the one that took me the most to do this room, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. I knew I wanted a medical bay, but I knew I'd always done medical bays a certain way, so I wanted to make it feel more like a doctor's, more like a hospital. So I don't know if I pulled it off, but I got close enough, I think. So we're back out onto the promenade now, and we're going to be looking at the other two rooms that the crews can use while they're here to relax and indulge in a few bits and bobs. The second room here is going to be the casino. So as we come through these doors, you'll see this is the casino lounge. We've got a bar at the back, just a small one, couple of Bob statues. We've got a roulette table over there in the corner, or blackjack table, depending on what game you want to play. We've got a pool table with a scoreboard just there. And then as we come round these tables and things that are in the middle, you can see it a bit better. I say it's not a roulette table, sorry, it is a blackjack table, this. So you can knock a few hands of blackjack out. Get yourself a little tipple at the bar, watch some of the races that are going on, or some of the intergalactic sports that happen throughout the different galaxies. You can play a bit of snooker over in that corner, or you can come over here and you can play some of the slot machines, some of the one-armed bandits and things like that. Again, this is just around this corner here, you'll see there's another scoreboard. This time it's a snooker table. I was going to go a bit more mad actually and do a few more of the balls if it was a snooker table, but I wanted to keep the base parts down because at this point I was really starting to be a bit like squeaky bum time. Have I got enough parts? Am I going to make it? Is it all going to go disastrously wrong? We don't know. But anyway, that's the casino, which luckily worked out a lot better than I thought it would, because when I first had the idea I had no plan what to do with it. But I do think those blue and black glowing wall panels work really well. So as you can see, coming back out onto the promenade, you get a right good view right through the entire ship, and you can see just above those catwalks there, you can see the space. That looks pretty cool. And then the third part upstairs for everybody is going to be the bar and the disco. So I thought I'd put a proper cantina bar in, tried to get it as real Star Warsy as I possibly could in here. I really wanted to go for that steampunky kind of feel for it. So we've got a couple of vape machines in the back there. We've got a couple of tills and advertising posters, all the liquors and all the different bottles of spirits that you can get around the bar, with the taps for all the different beers and stuff. Using these low-hanging lights to sort of set a bit of mood with lighting. Again, lighting's massively important. If you can get the lighting right in a room, it's half the battle, really. So there's a vending machine there that gives out different drinks, soft drinks, and then there's a few more spirits and things on that shelf. Posters. And as you can see, just as we round this corner, I went a bit mad. It's a bit silly, I don't care, but we put in a dance floor. And we put in a little bit of a disco, because why not? These spacefaring trips that we're on are really long, and you need to let your hair down, don't you? So you've heard of the Amino Hub. Well, this is the Amino Club. So I turned it off for now because it was really loud when I had it on, but the bite meat machine does work. You can it's powered up and everything. It plays all sorts of jaunty tunes. Let the old space sailors go in. So next to the bar, you can see we've got a little bit of seating area here just to chill out, hang out around there, have a few drinks around the table. And we come back through this corridor here on the side of it and get some nice little views of the frigates that we've got and a few planets that are near where we are. If we follow it all the way round, oh, just on this side as well, look, you can see we get a nice little view of the mid deck and the upper deck where we are now. So like I say, you come through here, and each side like this, on the other side as well it repeats, we're going to have the crew's quarters. Now I really wanted to make this something special. I didn't just want it to repeat like and be really boring and uniformed. So the first room we've got here is just a little janitor's closet, nothing special. I thought I'd just put something in to break it up because it was getting a bit samey. So each one of these doors leads off to a different bedroom, and I've tried to stylise each bedroom completely differently to the other ones. Give it its own colour themes, its own kind of looks and things like that, its own furniture and its own design to make it look like the crew that live here have made these rooms their own. As much as this is a freighter and it does have crew going in and out from the frigates and things like that, it does have an actual main crew that is always on board. Obviously myself as the captain, and then a few other bits and bobs, the bridge crew that you see when we first come in, when we teleport up. They're going to want rooms to stay in, so all these different rooms that I've done are supposed to be their quarters, and it took me absolutely ages. I'm not even joking, it took me forever This is what took so long. I know people were like, oh, when's part 3 coming? When's part 3 coming? And I was so desperately trying to get it done as fast as I could, guys, honestly. It was like trying to dip in between work and stuff like that and get it done. And just sort of every free minute that I've had this week, these last 3 or 4 days, I've been doing this. But as you can see, each one of these rooms, because I've sort of like gone a little bit overboard, I think. I saved up my base parts on purpose for certain things just so that I had enough to do this. Because I really wanted them to look good, and I'm really happy with how they've turned out. So that's the first side, and then you come back through the corridor here, and we're going to come back out. We're going to get an awesome little view. You can see the space whales up there, a few frigates. Cheeky little spoiler there if you spotted it, just in the lower corner. You can kind of see what we're building up to on the top. But again, you get to see all the side here. You get a really good view look to the midsection and the upper decks right at the back there in the market square and the promenade that's on top. And as we come along here, the main section where we've got all the gardens, and then that building there, which is the command centre at the front of the ship, where I've got all my bits and bobs just before we get onto the bridge. So we come back round here again. And again, I didn't want to go too mad, so I've tried to just keep it posters on the walls and things. Got to get the 42 in there, it's got to be done. We come back through here. It was a risk putting in that glitch and doing that lighting like that, but I think it worked out. It wasn't too big. I thought it was going to overshadow it a little bit and not be able to walk around it properly. But now we're on the other side. You can see we've got a little skull at the back there, just a little decorative ornament. And we get another good view right at the top now. We're right at the top of the freighter, and we can see a building over there just on the top that we're going to go look at in a minute, and the rest of the freighters. I just can't get enough of looking up through that view. I think it's ace. But there's our skull, as you can see, a bit closer. Now this side I've gone a bit different to the other side. Again, wanted to keep it completely different. Every room's got to be unique. Everything's got to work really well. But this side I wanted to put in a captain's quarters as well, because obviously I want somewhere to stay when I'm on my freighter. So we'll have a look at the captain's quarter bit in a minute. But that door there in front of us just then, that'll take us back off through to the medical bay. This is the first room on this side. I've gone for this as like a child's room. Maybe there's like a couple of siblings that live in here, because obviously there's going to be like families on the ship and stuff like that. The crew that are there, some of them are allowed to bring their families if they want to at times when they rotate on. So that's the kids' rooms with the toys and stuff, and the posters with all the other bits and bobs on. And then in this room, again, we've gone for something a little bit different. It was really hard, actually. Once I got about 3 or 4 rooms in, it was really hard to start thinking of stuff that was unique and things like that. And I didn't want to replicate anything I'd done over the other side as well, which was really, really difficult to do. But I think that majority of the rooms, in fact, no, all of the rooms, I'd say, are definitely unique enough in themselves. And then this one here is the only one that's got bunk beds, and this one's supposed to be my homage a little bit to Red Dwarf, because I wanted like Lister and Rimmer's bunks there, like with the different posters. Is 0G kickboxing, 0G football, sorry, in it. Yeah, and then that's meant to be like Holly on the thing there, and that was my little nod, because I thought I love Red Dwarf and I wanted to build a little one for them. So that's Lister, and that is Rimmer's quarters. And then obviously at the end of the hallway here, we've got one less room because we've doubled it up, because this is the captain's quarters. So outside the captain's quarters there's another save, so that I don't have to go all the way down to the bridge if I don't want to. There's a bit of a chair where you can sit and chill out waiting for the captain to get back. He's got a little living room, nothing massive. Again, this is meant to be a working freighter, but the captain needs a little bit more. So he's got his living room here, and then it comes through into his main room, where he's got a few trophies. There you go, there's his trophy. Because it's a bit of a decorated war captain, I figured. That's what I'd go for. Been in enough battles and stuff like that. I figured I'd have a few trophies and things like that. That was my bar that you saw in the corner. I've got a little seating area there for the Amino Hub, where I can have like diplomatic meetings and things like that with other hubs. I've got a bit of a table going on, and then I've got my massive bed, which I figured he's the captain, aren't you? You're going to have a massive bed, why not? At this point, I'd got a bit carried away, and I was like, damn it, I am the captain of this ship, I am going to live in luxury. I've been playing this game for 1,490 odd hours. I think it's about time I treated myself. I don't know about you lot. But there you go, we've got some good views out the windows as well. You can see out to the front of the freighter, you can see off in the background, you could see the Normandy and things like that through there. So coming back through the captain's living room, and that's going to take us back out into the corridor. That's all the crew quarters, that's the casino, that's the Star Wars themed bar, and that is the medical bay. That's the third level. So that is the upper decks. That's all 3 decks done now. We've looked at all 3 decks on every single video that we've done for this series. It has taken me, I'd reckon a good, maybe week to do this build. I came in at exactly the right amount of base parts. I was exactly on it by the last piece that I'd placed, so that was quite lucky. I'll show you which piece it was actually in a minute as we come back down through to the second level. As you can see, we get a nice little view again of the back there. We can see all the marketplaces. That's where we're heading to, the cargo area at the back, that red building, because as promised, we are going to the very, very top of this freighter because I've got a couple of surprises that have popped in there. I had enough base pass left over by the time I'd done all of this that you've just seen me walk through, which was what I wanted to accomplish. So I thought, sod it, let's have a go at doing it. I've never done it before, but we're going to try and put a few things onto the freighter using a glitch that I saw on Beeblebum actually. I can't remember the name of the glitch now, but I'll try and get a link to his video if I can, so that you can learn how to do it yourselves, because it's pretty cool. I'll probably pop that in the description below. So as we come through the cargo hold and the back, like that door that we saw past the exocraft table, it's going to take us to the 2 sets of stairs that go off either way. So if we go this way, we get some awesome little shots, look, of the sun shining through, and we can see our freighters in the background, our frigates, sorry. We come right up to the top of these stairs. This is going right to the top of the build now, above everything that we've done. As you can see, you get some awesome little shots. There's the Normandy, there's a living frigate there, couple of, I think that's a expedition one as well, and a combat one. And we come along this corridor, you can see the freighter that we've built, everything that we've done on the side there, all the different rooms for the top level that we've just been on. A few more frigates in the background. But as we come to the top of this set of stairs, we're going to enter out into the very, very apex of the freighter. You can't get any higher than this. And what I've done is, there was a happy little accident with the top of the blue circular glowing tables that you can get, you know, the ones that resize, as you can see it off in the background there, and it stuck out. So I thought I'd have a little play actually and build a little bit on top. Nothing massively special, but there is one little secret thing off in that building to the left which I was quite proud of. So as you can see, you look down and you can see the whole build. It's absolutely brilliant. You can see all through every single level, and you get a right different perspective of the build as well, which it actually influenced the way that I did a few things actually leading up to it, so that when you look down you had the circles to go through and the different lights to go through, and it kind of like informed me a little bit of how I wanted it to build, so that when you did get to the top like this, you had a really good, interesting little view to look down on, a different perspective from what you'd get anywhere else, as you can see onto the main square there. But yeah, it kind of clipped. Can you see it? It clipped through the top of these gantries that I did. So I thought I'd work with it and we'd do something cool. But off in that building over there that's in front of us, just as you can see that is just a viewing deck that I did because I wanted it to be symmetrical to the other side. This was where I ran out of pieces. It was actually that tree just on the right there. That was the very last piece that I could place. So this is just like a little observation deck that you can come to. Nothing mad going on here. It just opens up into this part here. A few benches and stuff to sit on. It's just like a little observation area. You can come out, you can have a look, see where you are, look at the planets that you're orbiting, if you can get the freighter parked in the right place. and you can also see the sun and what it's doing. You can see your frigates. And I thought it'd be nice to just have an area that, alright, I know we've come to the top and it's all open anyway in that big square. I just thought it'd be nice to have a little area that felt a little bit more like a viewing deck with the benches and things like that put in, and a few potted plants and stuff. So again, they're just corridors then, there's nothing in them. I just didn't want to waste the space too much. I wanted it to kind of match up with the other side as well from what we did on the other side, because it looked a bit odd once I'd finished doing the garage. But yeah, there's as you can see where it clips through at the top. I can't remember the name of the piece. The big blue glowy thing. I put in like a weird kind of like council meeting area. I don't even know what it's supposed to be honest. We'll go have a look at it in a minute. But as you can see, the other building over there, I think you know what's coming up by now. You can see the silhouette of it in the doorway. I was so excited to do it. It took me a minute to work it out. But yeah, I don't know. This bit clipped through. No idea what to do with it. Literally put in this here. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. It's just some sort of like galactic council meeting area. I figured like all the different races could gather around here and have like big council meetings and work out what they were going to do with trade disputes and things, and it could be like the Senate meeting place, or like a Senate meeting place if this freighter was to pull up into different systems and things like that. I suppose we could go with that. That sounds like I've planned it, doesn't it? But yeah, this I think is the bit I'm most proud of, because it's something I've never done before, and I thought I'd give it a go. So what I've done is I've built a garage, and I've used the glitch that I learnt about from Beeblebum to put in an exocraft. In particular, the one in particular is the exo Mech. So as you can see, look at that. Oh, look at that. I'm so proud of that. I'm so happy that worked out. I wish the roof could have gone on a bit better, but it lands in and everything anyway. You can call it in, it lands in. But just to see it there, look, with the frigates in the background and everything, and you can get in it, and you can go for a spacewalk on the freighter that you're on. You can walk on the hull of the freighter, and you can jump off the edge, and you can go land on whatever planet you want to. It's bloody brilliant. I love it. Absolutely amazing. So what we did was we just kind of like worked with the structure that we had. I had to kind of build those doors on though. They were really difficult to do because I couldn't use a full freighter base part. I had to build the doors on and then work with these gantries to make it look like it was the ceiling was meant to be like that. Putting some massive guns on one side as if we were fitting it out with guns, and then some arms on the other side and a workbench and things, just so that it looked like there was bits and bobs of it that we could take out, and there's some wheels and things like that, you know, like as if like this is its garage and it's being worked on. It's also the hangar. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. That's absolutely awesome. It was a nice little thing to be able to finish it off. Just add enough base parts. Like I said, I finished this building, I did that over there. The tree was the last thing, and yeah, so there you go guys. That is part 3 finished. That is the whole freighter finished. That is everything that I wanted to do, plus a couple of additions that I'd got to do that I was quite happy and surprised at. So there you go. You can see that that is exactly the base limit of parts. If you was to try and do something like that, it gives you an idea of how big you can go and how much you can do. But for now, I am going to jump inside of this exomech. I'm going to go for a spacewalk, and I'm going to take it down to the planet just to show you guys that it's operational. But thank you very much for watching the video. It's been an absolute massive deal building this thing. I'm not joking. It's been a labour of love. It's taken me forever. I wished I could have done it quicker and got it to you guys, but I really wanted to make sure that every part worked, and I was as ergonomical as I could possibly be to make sure we didn't miss out on anything. So without further ado, let's jump inside of this exomech and let's take it for a spin. We're going to go spacewalking on the hull of the freighter, and then we're going to launch down to the planet. But I will see you all later. Thank you very much. Keep subscribing, keep hitting the bell, keep doing everything like that. You get notifications to see where we are. It really helps us out, guys. I can't even stress how much it helps us out. But for now, anyway, I've rattled on long enough. Enjoy the spacewalk, enjoy the plunge to the planet below, and I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. thank you very much for watching the video, everybody. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please consider giving the channel a like and a subscribe. Hit the bell notification as well to keep up to date with everything that we're doing. We really appreciate those likes and subscribe, guys. They keep us going. Thank you so much. We just want to take a second to say thank you to our Creative Club members and also our Creative Club graduates that you can see on the screen now. You guys are rock and rollers. Thank you so much. If you want to join the membership, hit the button below, come over and join the members club with us. Every single member will get a free Adventures of Murray comic and all sorts of other little bits and bobs that we throw in there as well, so it's really worth it, guys. But if you want to support the channel, like it, subscribe it, don't skip the ads. You're really helping us out. We appreciate every single last one of you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. So for now, take care, guys. We'll see you soon.